Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new. We are back to watch another episode of Young Royals. This is Season 3, Episode 4. What happened last time? Last time we ended with Simon going home and finding that someone had thrown a brick through his house, or through the window of his house, rather. And I was left with the feeling that, like, I just don't know how this relationship continues. Like, I don't know how they successfully carry this through and how it functions in a productive and non like socially and mentally debilitating way. You know, like it just seems like everyone involved in this relationship is not having fun, other than when they're in, like, when they're with each other, they're great, but everything surrounding it just feels like they're just like in hell, essentially, and everything sucks for them. And so I just don't know how they're going to continue, but maybe we see some growth and some progress in this next episode. So before we jump into it, if you end up enjoying this reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. But other than that, let's jump into another episode of Young Royals.
No sabemos quién fue. No, todavía no.
They're gonna have to move. People know where they live.
Nos vamos a tener que mudar si las cosas siguen así. No podemos vivir así.
She's talking to someone in Spanish. It's probably a family member.
Into your art, stories you told me you were a king. Never let me in.
God, poor kid.
Det är skönt att se dig. Hur mår du? Jag vet inte. Har du fått höra något mer? Nej. Polisen, vad kan de göra något?
Police aren't good for much, honestly. If they don't have any info to go off of.
Hade det här hänt mig så hade de betraktat det som ett hot mot landets säkerhet, och du är min kille, så...
I don't think they'll quite feel the same way.
Mamma har pratat om att vi kanske måste flytta.
That would
Flytta?
make sense. Yeah.
Det måste finnas något de kan göra, okej? Det kommer lösa sig.
Can they get like some sort of protective detail from the family, like the royal family? That's a penis. Brother, are you secretly gay? Why are you drawing dicks? We recognize that person even though they're blurry. Hello. Oh, she just looks so sad.
Hallå, kom. Vi går. Alltså, Felice, ignorera henne bara.
Man, all these kids need therapy, bruh.
Får man inte ens skämta längre? Eller vad är det med dig?
Jo, man får skämta om det är roligt.
Doesn't mean much after he had someone throw a brick through his window.
Alltså, blir det inte någon intressekrock för dig? Jag menar, du är för kommunism, mot monarki och så dejtar du en prins.
Vincent, man behöver inte vara kommunist bara för att man är för en demokratiskt vald statschef.
Okej, så du är emot monarki?
Yeah, a little bit he is.
Boys,
Boys.
hur fick ni det?
Ja.
What is your idea? A rally to support the crown?
Demonstration.
Har du blivit sosse, Vincent? Jag kan tycka om dig och vara emot systemet.
I think he is fully against the monarchy because that means that you no longer have all these responsibilities.
Fast kan du det?
And you can just be with him.
Jag ville. Vad är det du tycker som är så bra med monarkin?
Well, he's part of it. Provides him a lot of protection,
Vi är en av
both
världens
socially
äldsta
and
monarkier.
financially.
Det är en symbol som enar folket.
Enar folket. Allt du säger går att göra utan att någon föds till att göra det. Utan att folket får välja. Och att du ville inte ens fått ett eget val. Vad är det för liv?
It's a decent question to ask. Like, what is the point of the royal family
Det är
at
ett
this point?
privilegium. Inte ett straff.
Jag säger bara att jag har sett hur det får dig att må.
It's a privilege and a punishment. It's a responsibility.
Det här brevet, det kommer ni att få tillbaka sen. Strax innan ni tar studenten. Och det här är för att motivera er. Vad hoppas ni på?
Alltid ville förlora oskulden.
Walter wants to lose his virginity.
Sara! Hej.
Howdy.
Jag ville bara säga att jag
He's really glad you're back.
är så glad av att se dig på valborg.
Då är du nog den enda som blir det.
Well, one's better than none.
Jag har teoriprov.
Nej,
Jag ska ta körkort.
fan vad kul. Hej då. Lycka till! Vi ses!
He's trying. He's trying. He's still so in love with her.
Ni behöver hjälpa Simon. Ni får skicka dit Säpo eller några vakter eller någonting. Alltså han...
Yeah, I mean, if you're serious about this relationship, you
Någon har
gotta
kastat en jävla sten genom hans fönster.
provide some sort of support system for them.
Okej, jag ser över det.
Okej. Hur är det med mamma?
Ja, det är därför vi behöver prata om din födelsedag. Drottningen är inte i skick att medverka på kungörandet. Och därför inte heller hertigen. Vi vill inte att det ska börja spekuleras.
Fat Rip. His parents not going to his birthday?
Det har beslutats här att det bästa är att skicka dig och August. Jag kan åka över till Simon med Säpo. Så bestämmer du temat för stiftelsen. Och tolererar att August närvarar.
All right, well, let's make it work. It's fine.
Då vill jag att Simon följer med på min födelsedag.
Farina was like, God damn it.
Ja, jag har själv funderat på att vi borde flytta till Göteborg, kanske. Vi har släkt där.
Mamma, jag vill inte flytta.
That guy thinks that's a great idea. If you leave and never come back.
Vi ordnar skjuts åt Simon till och från skolan. På Hillersta, där är du ju trygg. Och sen har ni det här numret till Säpo. Och det ringer ni så fort ni känner minsta osäkerhet. Får ni nya hot, får ni nya samtal så ringer ni dem.
That works.
Men
Works for me.
sen förväntar vi oss att du också gör din del.
Inga inlägg på sociala medier, inga kommentarer, inga bilder, ingen ny musik, inga interaktioner överhuvudtaget.
Inget springande på demonstrationer. Inga folksamlingar.
Håll en låg profil helt enkelt.
That's just like...
Egentligen är det bäst att du bara raderar dina konton.
Just tell him to stop. Delete all his accounts. I don't know about delete them, but private them. They're essentially like telling him you can't have a life anymore. I like how his whole username is just Simon. Brother, you didn't have to do all that. Just make it private. Inner circle only.
Men vill du verkligen ha mig där? Det kommer väl vara massa journalister och sånt.
Nej, det kommer inte vara några journalister.
He wants you there. The crown does not.
Eller vill du inte komma?
Det är klart jag vill komma på din födelsedag.
It's a birthday party. You're turning 17,
Vad är det
18?
för förslag
I don't
då?
know. 16?
Det här är teman som stiftelsen kan ha.
Konst och kultur, ungt ledarskap, miljö och natur.
Make it a Star Wars theme party.
så kan du åtminstone välja någonting som du brinner för, något som betyder någonting för dig.
The Trevor
något som
Project.
kanske har med
How about that?
psykisk ohälsa bland unga att göra. Eller något om HBTQ+. Det är liksom kaos i världen. Folk fängslas. Folk mördas på grund av deras läggning. Alltså, förstår du vad du hade liksom kunnat göra och vara med och förändra?
Ja, men det räknas som politiskt
My
ställningstagande.
brother in Christ.
Är det mänsklig rättighet?
Yeah, it's not like a political
ska jag vara liksom
stance. It's
förespråkare
It is a
för alla
human
queers
right.
bara för att jag är kär i dig. Vet att jag är kär i dig gör ju skillnad. Kan inte det få räcka?
no. In my opinion, that's not enough. You have the platform and the power to do more. Oh, she dropped her paper.
Hallå?
Nobody wants to listen to you, brother.
Allihop, Vincent har någonting han vill säga.
Just looks so awkward and dumb
Okej,
up there. Fight the system.
Vi kommer visa vårt missnöje på ett sätt som skolan inte kan ignorera.
Burn it down.
Vi kommer strejka.
Ja, prata om solidaritet.
Vi kommer sittstrejka. För
Sit-in
rättvisa.
strike. We just gonna chill in this room?
Och vi reser oss inte förrän rektorn lyssnar på oss.
All right, have fun. We're gonna go back to school.
Sen är det så konstigt att jag vill ha ett någorlunda normalt liv. Du har ju också tyckt att de här reglerna varit för jävliga. Vill inte du kunna sova hos mig? Att vi ska hänga när vi vill?
It's very telling that you
Vi ska ha en vanlig
are willing
relation.
to join this demonstration but not step up for any of the social things that Simone was mentioning earlier.
Så du kan bara vara solidarisk när det inte kostar dig något?
Facts.
Snälla.
That's what I'm saying. This relationship doesn't work. You guys need to break up. Hill scar, hill scar, hill scar, hill scar. Eventually, you guys are gonna get bored, right? Surprisingly small amount of students that go to this school.
Det här är helt oacceptabelt. Gå genast tillbaka till era lektioner på en gång.
Vi kommer sitta här tills skolledningen lyssnar till våra punkter.
Det här är ingen förhandling.
Ja, vi är öppna för samtal.
Exakt. Det enda vi kräver är att reglerna lättas.
They're exercising their power. I mean, honestly, if you just start, you know, failing them, eventually self-preservation will kick in. See how serious you guys are about this sit-in. Is it going to turn into a hunger strike as well?
Simon, välkommen.
I would be so bored.
Men det är klart som fan att de inte kommer låta oss svälta ihjäl.
Ja, men vi borde ha tänkt på det.
I feel like they could get in a huge amount of trouble for
jag trodde bara inte att det skulle ta så här liksom,
denying these kids access to the
lång
food.
tid.
Ursäkta, men vad är det som är nice med att vara hungrig?
Det är motivation.
Hardship drives you closer to prosperity.
Men det kommer gå över och när det avtar så blir det liksom...
It'll be like being high.
Som att det tystnar i huvudet bara.
Oh, he's familiar with
Lugna hela kroppen.
eating disorders.
Ätstörning.
Ja, nu får det fan bli tyst i mitt huvud snart. Just nu tänker jag bara på pizza.
August knows exactly what that is.
Ska inte det vara en bra grej? Att vi är olika. Vi kompletterar varandra och lär oss av varandra.
I don't know if you've been doing a whole lot of learning, Willie.
Jag vill aldrig såra dig, Simon. Har du något att äta eller? Jag är så jävla hungrig.
He has hella lollipops in his bag. Dude's got 1,000 lollipops.
300 spänn.
Simon, snälla.
Hur störde att Henry ville swisha mig 300 för min
You
klubba?
gotta share those chips with everyone, by the way.
1800 svenska kronor har jag mer. 1900. 1900 kronor.
2400.
2400 kronor. Hörde jag mer och har i första.
Damn, they got whole bids.
Energi.
700.
They're gonna need some people to like parachute in supplies like a relief package. I don't know about that one.
I mean, imagine if the school
Don't
inspection
drop
would have seen
trowel.
us. Gud, panik.
Men då hade de i alla fall fattat.
Vadå, sa du någonting om det på din intervju eller?
Maybe.
Alltså vadå, alla skolor har insparken.
Men förlåt, alltså är det på riktigt nu?
You're mad that she told the truth. Get real.
Lisa, jag fattar att du har varit jättedeppig och så, men du kan liksom inte ta ut det på alla andra.
She's not taking it out on you. Like, you don't get to be mad at her for telling the truth about how toxic of an environment this school has.
Sov vi gott?
No, he slept on concrete.
Okej. Ja. Här får vi öppna upp.
För alla er som känner er klara med de här fånerierna
Stupid
så finns
nonsense.
nu frukosten serverad. Jag ger inte vika för utpressning, Vincent.
Ja, men ingen behöver ju någonsin få reda på att det här har ägt rum. Om ni bara lättar lite på restriktionerna.
That's fair. No one has to know. Someone will know. Someone will find out.
Ni får tillbaka era mobiltelefoner.
Yes!
That's it. That's the only change.
Och studenten?
Ja, studentmiddagen.
Hur blir det med den?
There's a lot of other points they want.
Den slänger vi också på.
Weak. How are you gonna cave to their demands after just one day?
Svälten är slut. Nu äter vi.
Weak. How do you as a grown-ass adult cave to their demands so quickly? Let them starve. Howdy.
Den är din.
What is it? Oh, that's her thing that she dropped.
Jag läste.
Okej. Det gör inget.
Så det är ganska sorgligt att det enda du skriver är att du önskar att du kommer må okej och inget mer. Det är sorgligt.
She's telling the truth.
Jag fattar att jag gjorde fel. Och att du antagligen aldrig kommer förlåta mig. Och jag får lära mig att leva med det. Men jag vill också att du ska veta att jag är väldigt tacksam över att du var min första riktiga vän.
God, rip her heart out. That's a devastating thing to say. You can't even continue to be mad at her. She just told you that you were her first real friend. That just dismantles any anger that's inside of you. You're like, fuck. You can't hate this person anymore.
Jag vet inte ens vad jag ska ge honom för present.
Alltså, när jag var tillsammans med Jasmina så köpte jag mycket så här, typ badbomber och så. Men gillar han att bada?
Jag vet inte.
You guys don't really know much about each other.
Hej, jag är ett barn och jag har ritat en teckning till dig.
Nej, kanske inte en teckning.
Or a song? Yeah.
När du raderade bilderna på så... Jag vill inte vara känslig sådär, men ja, jag blev sårad.
I mean, he didn't delete the photos of you specifically. He deleted his Instagram account. That's different.
Vi vill väl bara inte att du raderar dig själv. Det är bara det vi säger.
Yeah. You're caving. Like all the aspects of you that make you you are being chiseled away to fit into the box that the royal family wants you to be in.
Du hängde efter Erik som jävla hund. Inte ens han tog dig seriöst.
Du, jag älskade Erik.
Du kände inte Erik.
Are you sure?
Han hade hatat dig om han visste vad du gjorde mot mig.
Det har han säkert gjort, men jag tror inte att du kände Erik fullt ut.
Jo, det gjorde jag visst.
Did you though?
Erik var allt som du inte är. Allt som du inte klarar av.
Eric was probably very instrumental in the hazing at this school. It's probably the reason August had a eating disorder.
Nu minns du den där invigningen? Den som de skrev om i tidningarna. Med porrfilmer. Det hände oss. Vår klass. Och Erik och hans treor var de som höll er. Erik var där.
Ja.
Det är inte sant. Du ljuger.
De tog oss till palatset. Klädde av oss. Så sa de att den första som får stånd får spö. Satte de på en film. 2 killar. Bara garvade av vår panik. För vi förstod ju inte om de skämtade eller om de var allvarliga. Eller, och Erik var där. Erik var där.
Jaha pojkar, då är ni välkomna in.
They just did more therapy outside this door than they've done inside that door for weeks. Oh my god. What a way to end the episode. Holy cow. Well, well, well. It looks like the horse that Wilhelm rides isn't so high as he thought, you know? I don't know if that made sense. I feel like he kind of got taken to task throughout the episode, if I'm being honest. Like, again, I think at this point I'm of the opinion that these two should not be dating each other, because they just fundamentally don't align on it's not even like superficial things that they have differences of opinion on. It's just like core values that they don't line up on. and seemingly, like, obviously they get to know each other outside of the screen that we see them on. But other than, like, I haven't really seen them, like, get to know each other that much. Like, even Simon's like, I don't know what to get him for his birthday. Like, what would mean something? What would be personal to him? And it's like, do you know anything about him? Like they straight up just don't learn any info about each other. They're just like kind of in love, but again, their core values just don't line up. Like Simone is constantly being presented with this like fundamental truth about them, that they just like are on completely different stages of life. Like, he doesn't believe that the crown should even exist, right? He's like, I'm fundamentally against the monarchy. I think we should have elected officials that, you know, play a much bigger role. I think that he's like, I believe that the role that the church, or not the church, but the role that the crown plays could be done by somebody else who's elected to do that job. Like, in the modern day, it doesn't really make sense to continue to have a royal family. Like, that it's the same thing as like the British royal family. Like, it doesn't make sense for you to keep receiving money. Like, how is the royal family rich? Like, where do they get their money from? I don't think they get it from the taxes. Maybe they do. I don't know. But it's like just because you've had a royal family doesn't mean there needs to continue to be one. And so, like, politically, like from a political level, they just don't line up fundamentally. Simone is very much, pretty much against Wilhelm's whole existence. And then Wilhelm is like completely and fundamentally against showing any sort of public like support, like doing anything beyond the like, hey, he's like, I made my personal like feelings about this one boy known. Like, he's like, he's asking him, is that enough? Is that not enough? Have I not done enough by letting people know that I'm in love with you? And it's like, no. In my personal opinion, no, you have not done enough. You are the crown prince. And I get that you have this, like, there's this huge sense of responsibility on his shoulders of, like, continuing the role that may or may not should even exist, right? Like there's this huge responsibility of, like, he might have to step up and do all these things, and, like, too much change could destabilize some things or whatever. But, like, at the end of the day, I feel like Wilhelm is in a unique position to make real structural and political change in his country. And he could, if he wanted to, he could be the presence that fights for those things, but he doesn't want to, because he doesn't want to actually risk his position. He doesn't want to actually risk any personal attacks against himself. He's willing to go just far enough to where it doesn't really truly impact him on a substantial level, right? Like, he can deal with the people that are calling him names or whatever, even though the people don't really call him names, they call Simone names. You know, they think he's being corrupted. So he can deal with all that because he's not really the recipient of any of the public's anger. And even if there are things directed towards him, like, that is all deflected by the machine that is the royal family. The only real personal negative effects that he's had is his mom and how his mom feels about him right now. And the, like, stuff that is happening to Simone. Like, literally everything other than his mom is just a reflection of the pain that other people are feeling. And he could step up and do more. He could make his birthday thing about something substantial, like actual causes that he cares about. But he's content to sit in the spot that he's in. And it frustrates me, honestly, because he has a platform. Not only does he have a platform, but he has the power behind that platform to make substantial change. And I think even Simone is seeing that. Simone is like, you don't want to do it because you don't actually want to risk anything. And it's just continuing to build on the feeling of, like, these two shouldn't be together. Like, they just should not date because there are just so many things. Like, the quantity of things that they don't align on is substantial, and then the actual depth and qualitative, I don't know, quality versus quantity. There's both a large quantity and a large quality of things that they just don't line up on. Like, they're like, hey, I love you, but like, that is all they seemingly have, is they are dating, when like long term I don't know if they align very well as people. So yeah, Wilhelm's kind of getting taken to task on that one, and then yeah, August really takes him to task at the end. You know, this whole entire time, like both the first 2 seasons and now in this season, Wilhelm has been throwing shade August's way about like, hey, my brother would have hated you. Like, if he saw what you were doing and the way you're treating me and all these things, like, he would be disgusted by your actions. And he might have been, a little bit. But he holds his brother up on this, like, pedestal. He thinks his brother is some sort of god. And to an extent, there is that phenomenon. Like, when people die, there is this feeling of like, hey, don't say anything bad about them. They're dead. Like, don't speak ill of the dead. And I think for the most part, August has been trying not to, right? But then when Willie is straight up throwing it in his face, being like, my brother is all the things you wish you could be. Like, he's better than you ever were and ever might become. August, at the end of the day, he's just had enough. He's like, yo, you know, the whole situation we're in, the whole horrible toxic culture of this school, and the sanctions that have been brought upon us by the news article, your brother was instrumental in that. Like, he not only was a part of it, but he was essentially the ringleader. It happened at the palace. Like, this didn't happen on school grounds. Actually, maybe it did. Did they call that one spot the palace? Was that did they name that little shack the palace? I don't remember. They might have. So it was either there or it happened in the actual like royal palace. I doubt it happened in the actual royal palace, but maybe. But yeah, he's like, they stripped us naked, told us the first one to get an erection gets beat up, and they showed us a video of gay porn, and that was like our introduction. Like, your brother did that. The man that you think so highly of and you think is so much better than me, he did that to me. Like, and I instituted a change that this is never going to happen again to people beyond me. Like, that is substantial stuff to hit back with. And it really makes you feel bad for August, even though I don't want to like August, but like, there's just a lot of things that like explain the way he is. Like, there's a lot of backstory that, you know, you're putting in the puzzle pieces, the building blocks to his trauma. Not even mentioning the eating disorder, right? How he's intimately familiar with what going through an eating disorder feels like, and none of the people around him really seem to realize, other than Simone. It's just it's a lot. It makes you feel a lot of different ways about different characters, and I think that's a positive quality of the show, is that there's no truly good and bad people in this show. Every single person has elements to either their personality or the choices they make or the opinions they hold that you can think both positively and negatively about, and you can agree or disagree about different things. And it's a very interesting dichotomy with all the different individuals. And yeah, all of this came out in an episode centered around, you know, striking for their rights, and it's just, that in itself was very interesting, because like I don't think these kids have that much to be like upset about. Like, oh, big deal, you can't really use your phones. But I don't know. Like, I agree with them to a certain extent. It's like, hey, you should be allowed to use your phones, but like, also, to a certain extent, a lot of the restrictions are because of the incredibly horrible toxic culture at this school. Like, it is a horrible, bad culture. And like even now in this sit-in, it was shown like they're chanting at that dude to show his dick to the rest of the students, and Felice is like, if they saw this, they would get it. They would understand what the culture is truly like here. And her friends were getting mad at her. They're like, what did you say? Like, why would you tell them? And it's like, bro, because it's the truth. You guys are awful. And she's treated differently than the rest of you. Like, she doesn't always get the benefit of the doubt that you guys get. And so it's like, to a little bit, I agree with these kids of like, yeah, it would be cool to get your phones during the day or whatever and like get to graduate. But like at the same time, these restrictions are a direct result of your own horrible behavior. Like, I don't think they understand that. Like, they're straight up not good people. And then the administration caved so easily. Like, what a weak ruler. Like, the big deal. These kids, they had people giving up on day one. They had kids walking out of this sit-in thing on day one. You think they're gonna last more than 2 days, 3 days? Like, they were caving under the pressure. And the administration is like, fine, you can have your phones and graduation and whatever other thing. Like, whatever, we give up. Like, no. Like, if they want to sit in here and not eat, then let them sit in here and not eat. You served them breakfast. Like, you made the food available. You made the education available. Like, I don't think they can, like, the administration is not going to get in trouble because the students chose not to participate. Right? Like, they made all of the things that they are abstaining from very ready and apparent for them to have, right? There's day one, they're like, fine, we'll give in to your demands. It's like, weak. Like, make them starve a little bit more. Like, I don't know. These people were devolving into like Lord of the Flies after one day. Like, come on now. But it is what it is. They seemingly got some of their freedoms back, which is apparently nice. I don't know. Lots of big things. There's only 2 episodes left. Next episode says Wilhelm confronts his past and future at his lavish birthday ceremony. August finds hope in the arms of Sarah, and in the palace, Simone makes a decision. So, not very descriptive, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. I think that's all I have to say. Definitely let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. I'm very curious to see how you guys feel about this whole situation. You know, totally fine if you disagree with me on any of the things I said. That's fine. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Otherwise, if you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.